Welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing? First off, as always, just want to say thanks. You guys are amazing. Your support is huge, and I can't thank each one of you so much. You have no idea. With that being said, we have something new today, and was planning this video for a while and trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. We are doing a speedrun challenge with some additional challenges within it. So the speedrun is essentially speedrunning the southern zone as fast as possible, using different shortcuts that we can kind of abuse to make that faster, as well as just getting through it. So with that being said, we are skipping all of the dialogue as much as possible, cutscenes, things like that, to avoid taking up that time. When it comes to getting back to a base to turn those quests in and continue the storyline further, we are suiciding, so anything that our character picks up that is not bound to us is then dropped. It causes some issues, but nothing that's too major. The second one that makes this challenge real interesting is we can only use quest gear. There was another YouTuber, I'll put his name up, that did something similar, and I liked that idea to keep that challenge going. So we are only using items that are given as quest rewards. It makes it a little more challenging, especially without having radiation in certain areas while we're running. Also, we are not stopping to farm anything, so like even the Seeker's or Cleaner's AK needs farming material. We are not stopping to farm. I don't stop to farm, I don't stop to PvP. I keep on pushing to get through as fast as possible. So, with that all being said, let's get on to that video. We wake up with our head hurting. We're talking with Lien, explaining where we are, what happened, and what we're doing next. First thing he sends us off is to go find his stash. So we're going to head out that way. We enter this door, run inside. We are not going to pop the anomaly. We run straight through it, tank that damage. We don't have time for that. Grab that backpack, examine it. As we're about to run out, we do pop it because I'm low on health. Now we have to wait out this silly little emissions that happens. It takes a couple seconds, but nothing too crazy. Then as soon as that is done, we go and pick up the artifact that is on the ground to kind of teach us what we do with artifacts and how to use them, sell them, and inspect them. So now we're going to head back and go meet with Lien as well as the scientist who will help examine this with us. Don't worry, I didn't die to this, I promise you. Now that we're back at base, we're going to run upstairs, speak with Lien, who's going to give us a little more information on the actual base. He's going to send us to go read the briefs, which is kind of showing the outline of what the bases have, the leveling system to them, and such as that. Now we need to go speak with the scientist, so we drop down, go run over to him, introduce ourselves to him. What we do is we are just going to inspect it really fast, and then take it from him and go sell it at Fence. So we turn straight around and take off running down that hallway to Fence to sell that artifact to them. Kind of introducing the researching of artifacts, seeing if they're good, if not, selling them off to the vendor. Kind of a way of making money early on. Then we need to go over to the merchant, pick up kind of interacting with that barter tree for the first time, showing us how that all works to get our first gun. Then we need to go over to Mechanic. He's going to teach us how to repair our weapon as well as put attachments on once you complete his quest of repairing that weapon for the first time. Now that we have done those, we're going to head upstairs, re-speak with Lien, see where he sends us next. Wants us to check out our personal storage, showing us how everything works. Here we're setting up to make sure we have stuff on us that we can essentially suicide and still have gear on us to continue running back and forth without having to stop and depot too much. So we're going to go speak with Saint. He's going to let us know that we have to go track down Calgan and the art. We're going to skip that quest because we're not doing these silly side quests. We ain't got time for it today. So we're going to head off and go find Calgan, and the quest is for the old buddy. Now that we made it here, we're going to go inside this little dugout shelter looking place. It is called a dugout. Gonna walk around this corner and we're absolutely gonna blast this man in the face. Grab that piece off of him. And we're gonna head back to the boathouse, return to Saint, report that information to him. This is about the part I realized that I can suicide to cut down time on running. So we'll get to that point here in a second. And then from here on out, that's all you're gonna see when I need to return to bases. Now that we're back at base, we're going to go report all of our information to Saint. He's going to give us a couple rewards, one of those being the new shotgun that we are able to carry with us, which is massive. Now we have to go question probe Viper and Coxcomb, so we're going to run around, talk to these fools, and we'll go from there. Now that we've talked to those 3 hooligans, we're going to go report all that information back to Saint. At this point, I clicked on the wrong prompts. I knew it was the bottom one, but for some reason I wasn't thinking straight, and it cost me a little bit of time here. But you know what? This is the first time we're doing this. We're going to see how it goes from there. So now that we've talked to him, he's going to let us know we got to go search Catacombs hut here. With that being said, I think I missed it right away in the beginning on where this piece was because I didn't click through properly. But I don't think so. No, we're good. All right, so now we're going to continue searching everything in this location. We have to search every item. I don't think it'll spawn until after you've searched everything. So I think that's why I was struggling to find it in the beginning here. Search the cans, the cabinet. Oh, goodness. Search the next cupboard. And here I was struggling to figure out exactly what one it was wanting me to search, but we look inside. We found some ammo. That's super great. Now, if we notice in the beginning, we already searched that one, but now it's in there. So now we go back and talk with Saint. Catacomb was all angry at us for searching into his hut, but he'll deal with it and get over it. Go talk with Saint here, run up there, let him know what we have found. And now we're going to go apprehend Coxcomb, which puts us onto this little bit of a chase that we have to go on around the area. We'll speak with this gentleman here, Probe, letting us know that Coxcomb has ran off. Depot some of our stuff so we aren't too crazy on weight and things like that, but we are good to go. So we're gonna go head out and let's go find Coxcomb. So we run up to the first outpost commander here, letting us know, asking if anyone ran by. He let us know that someone did run by and went off this way. So we're gonna keep up in pursuit to chase down Coxcomb here. We're going to run into an unknown gentleman, letting us know that he did see him as well, and he ran past him towards the southwest, in between the southwest and west area. So now we run up, we catch up with Coxcomb, but find out he is dead already. We just figure, hey, you know what? He got what he got. So now we're going to return to Saint and talk with him, give him the information that Coxcomb is already dead, and continue on, keeping on within this quest line. After speaking with Saint, he tells us we got to go meet with a gentleman named Shaman out at his dugout. So we end up making this trip out about 800 meters out, so we'll get there as fast as we can. Now that we are approaching his dugout, we will enter his dugout. And then we're going to go speak with Shaman, who is in the back corner of it. Now that we've spoken with him, we need to speak with Lien. Now that we're done with Lien, we are going to take a second here once we get out to find Shaman's stash. I kind of run away for a second. I do turn around and say, you know what, we should probably find a stash. It's going to make more sense to go do that. Once we have found his stash, we make our way towards a gentleman named Jaundice. He's going to be up here in the back corner. We're going to speak with him, and we'll continue the questline. So after we meet with Jaundice, we make our way towards Photon 2, where we need to meet Jaundice's assistant for the runaway questline. So we're going to make that trip there. Shouldn't take too long. It's not a horrible run from where we were at. Once we make it to the Photon 2 base, we do stop and pick up a bottle of vodka and go speak with the cobbler, just because it is part of the quest line that we need to do anyways. So we dropped down there, did that first, kind of save a little bit of time. Really didn't cost us a couple extra minutes, but either way needed to be done. So we are all good there. Now we're going to run up and go speak with Jaundice. His assistant. Can't forget it's his assistant, not Jaundice. Don't mind me. It's been a long day. After meeting with Jaundice, he lets us know that we have to go meet with a gentleman named Hole Punch. He's kind of down past the roadside little train bridge area where a lot of PvP happens down in this area of the game. So we're going to make our way down there and hopefully make it through unscathed and quickly as possible. So we do make it to where Hole Punch is hiding out, not a moment too soon as we're getting shot by everything around us as we run into that area. Hole Punch, we let him know, hey, we're going to kill you, man. It's going to happen. You got to deal with it. So we're going to chase him into his cellar. He's hiding out like a little bitch. And we just shoot him down, murder him, collect his stuff, and we head out back to the base to continue on the quest line. After speaking with Jaundice, his assistant, now we're told we have to go meet Jaundice at the orderly's base. So we're going to head out that way. This is where the run gets not even tricky, honestly. It's more just a treacherous run, making sure we can make it over there without running into too many stalkers on that side. It's closer to their base. So it is something we have to keep in mind as we are passing by and trying to make around these areas. We also don't have any radiation protection, as you can see there. So it does make it a little more difficult navigating some of these parts of the map because we are not looking to upgrade any of our gear. We are doing it with the gear we are given. Not even the one that we're told we should craft before we go into junkyard or scrapyard, which you will see kind of gives us a struggle. We do get our first big issue that we run into, which is going to be the snowstorm. This makes it a little more treacherous to travel through the zones, but at the same time, it helps us because it does give us some concealment. So we're going to try making it all the way over to the orderly's base before the snowstorm gets into full swing to avoid having to turn around and get some meds to kind of out heal it and be able to make it through that. We did end up having our first death from an NPC or animal within the game. This time it was an NPC, but that's all right. We now respawn back at the base and go pick up some medicine to kind of outbrave this northern storm. Now that we've braved the winter storm, went over the hill, and to grandmother's house we go, we have made it to the orderly's base. We enter in, we go through this maze-like area. Even though I just did this on my Let's Play on a stalker side, I still get confused running through here. It takes us a little bit to find our way through, but we end up finding our way through and making it all the way to Jaundice. Now that we've made it to Jaundice, he lets us know we have one of two options: kill Lien or save him. We kill him here to save time because I cannot be bothered to fight my entire way through the orderly base. It is a nightmare to fight through it. I didn't want to deal with it, so we kill Lien. So bye-bye, Lien. Now that we have talked with Jaundice and he seems so very delighted that Lien is dead, we now have to make our way back to Shaman's dugout, which is back in the swamps, and it is a small hike of all places, so we are going to head back to Shaman and talk with him.
Это слишком опасно. Ценой этого научного эксперимента.
So now, after talking with Shaman, we ended up suiciding to get back to Photon 2 faster. Now we get the pleasure of running through the scrapyard and meet Junkman for the first time. This is where the challenge really began. Now let me explain why. We have a suit on that has absolutely damn near nothing for any resistances. Now, if you're not familiar with Scrapyard, it has bio, it has radiation, it has psi, and it is all over the center of the damn map. And that means I have to travel around certain areas to get to where I need to go. And this is, to me, where the challenge really begins before we even get to the bar and start dealing with PvP. a whole lot more. So we are going to make this lovely cold ass trip all the way to meet Junkman for the first time. So after speaking with Junkman, he sends us on a grocery list. He sends us to find transmitter, relays, and capacitors, and it's a couple different spots on the map that you can do it. The one I chose is on the opposite side of these big ass mountains that all have Psi on top, so I can't cut across them. I have to make a lovely wintry cold trip all the way around, which is fine, don't get me wrong. We did find a couple crates for the actual winter items that help kind of stay alive during the winter. Oh, look at it again there. There's more Psi. Ooh. So we are going to make this lovely trip around and go collect our grocery list items that we need for him, since he's too lazy to come out of his digger's bunker to do it himself. Now that we made it here, it is a super simple process. Pull out your metal detector, let it pop up the stashes, pick them up. Once they're gone, pull out it again. You're going to see all of them pop up. Pull out your weapon, not to drain the battery, because the first metal detector you get is absolutely dookie, I believe. I don't remember, honestly. I'm just doing this for fun. So we're going to pick all of these up and continue on with our quest here. It only takes us a couple of stashes to actually pick all of our items up for the list. So once we have those, we will head back to Junkman and give him all of his lovely belongings that he wants once we, take a trip around the damn sun to get back to him. Alright, now that we finished speaking with the Junkman, now we get to go meet with Condor for the first time. He's going to send us on a wonderful little adventure. So we're going to make our way back through this baloney of an area without any radiation, without Psi resistance, plus pretty sure it's still snowing out, so it just adds to the whole entire atmosphere of this place being a giant hellhole. But we'll make our way over there. Gotta take the long way because, no radiation, no Psi protection. Part of the fun. So we will see you when we get to Condor. So now that we have met Condor, talked with him, he sends us on this lovely mission of going to find and track down his men that mysteriously disappeared and did not come back. The problem with this whole quest line is it's like 300 meters away. This man could walk over there and take care of himself, but no, he's too lazy, so he sends us. With that being said, we have to take the long way completely around it because of radiation and Psi. We can't make it through the straight and narrow way. So we're going to make our way all the way around, avoid some of the pigs and other enemies, as well as all the random anomalies that we can't see because of the snowstorm. It's a really fun time, I promise you. So now we have found one of the 3 sleeping men that decided to take a nap and not show back up for work for whatever reason. I don't think that's very smart. That usually means you lose your job. But as we're checking on our sleeping friends here, we get jumped by an enormous amount of random mobs. Was not prepared for it. But you know what? We'll prevail and come out victorious in this situation. Kind of, almost. We don't die, but we were really close. So we'll talk to our next sleeping friend as soon as these mutts and skitters and rats are dealt with. Now that we checked on the last sleeping beauty there, we're going to take that. Condor is going to radio us, letting us know that he moved positions because he couldn't have walked here and done this himself, but no, he's got to go move somewhere else. So we're going to go let him know and go from there. So now that we've spoken to Condor and met the Oracle for the first time, they send us on a mission to go take down the beast. This beast, the first time I did this on my first original account, was ridiculous. I had no idea what I was doing, how to find him. I quit doing the questline because I couldn't figure out where to go. Then I figured it out and I felt really, really dumb. So we suicide to get back to Photon 2, which puts us a little bit closer to where we need to be. So we are going to head out that way. Now that we have made it to the agro complex, we need to find where this mysterious beast lives. Now, in hindsight, you hear beast, it puts you in the area of this little doghouse, lay down, crawl in. That's all it is. I kid you not, I spent an hour my first time doing this playthrough. First time playing the quest line, doing that quest. It was ridiculous. An hour spent. We almost completed this entire area in the first try. I messed up one part and I was really sad because I was going to be real excited if I did it my very first time after it's been a while since I've done this one. But that's all right, we didn't. So I'm actually going to leave this entire part running in the background here. That way, if anyone is following this as like a little quest guide, it will be here for you to be able to do that. It'll make it so you can see where you go, which ways to run, kind of how to progress through it. And here's the part that made me really sad that I failed this in the first attempt. I messed up my jumps, I wasted my stamina, I made it all the way here and realized that I'm out of stamina and we're dead. So we spawn back and do the entire little area again, which we're not carrying anything we can lose, so it doesn't hurt anything by all means, but it is there, so we need to make our whole entire trip way back, but there's worse things to have happen. Now we made it back to where we died. So we're going to continue running, this time a little more stamina efficient, starting off at that little red weird building first. We get up top and I realize there is an unholy amount of dogs chasing us there. I forgot about those, but we sit here for just a second. I almost grabbed the wrong ladder, but we make it up and now we continue up our long climb upwards. For those who don't know, when you get up here, my first time I thought I had to get in there and try to kill them. Just stand out on the platform and shoot in. Don't worry about the dogs, they're not going to get to you. Once you're done, it kicks you all the way back out of the house and you're good to go. Lucky for us, it quit snowing, so life's pretty great. Now that that is done, we're going to go report back to the Oracle that we have killed the beast and let him know that that is done, and we'll continue the questline. Now, after meeting with Condor, trying to let him know that, hey, we could successfully kill the beast, he lets us know that Oracle is missing, because of course he just wanders off in some random direction for whatever unholy reason possesses him. No, you were in a safe place, let's go wander off into somewhere else, because that adds lore and questionable mysteriousness. Either way, we make our way over to where Oracle is hiding out in his weird little hut. So, yeah, there's that, I guess.
Блаженные отличаются от простых людей. Что-то проникает.
Now that we've met with the Oracle and spoken with him, he lets us know that we will now need to head over to the pit to check out the Oracle's tip-off. This is where I'm going to end this part, or the first part of the speedrun, so we will see you in the next one. Later.